So guys, hi, welcome back to another episode of digital marketing webinar. It's like another Q&A, and today we'll be talking about social media marketing. And I have a very special guest here. And we have Kawai here.
Hi guys, I'm Kawai.
Kawai is the co-founder of the escape room called Breakout, as well as the horror room called Hontu. Right, and it's amazing. You guys, if you guys have not checked it out, you should definitely go check out those places. Breakout definitely need to use a lot of your brain juice. And with Hontu, I think the last time I played it was very scary, and I started running around. I didn't dare to do anything when I was inside the whole experience, and it was terrific. So without further ado, maybe you could really quickly introduce yourself to everyone here.
Hi guys, I'm Kawai. As Audrey just mentioned, I'm one of the co-founder for Breakout Escape Game, as well as Hontu, the first immersive horror experience in Asia, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. I manage marketing and some website operations, basically everything.
Yeah. So I think today the theme is social media marketing. So guys, if you guys have any questions at all about social media, feel free to shout out, ask us, and we are very willing to answer those questions. Kawai is willing to answer those questions. So guys, do share and do ask us those questions. In the meantime, I want to know, I think a lot of people want to know, like, how do you first came up with this whole idea, with Breakout as well as with Hontu?
I think Breakout started with 5 partners. It's not myself.
Yeah.
So we have other partners who design games, does business development, does interior design and graphic design.
Yeah.
So I think my friends, one of my very good friend, classmate, he's a magician. He likes magicians.
Cool.
So he likes to design games. He likes to play games. So he get up all of us and said that, hey, why don't we do a business about escape game and beat the competitor. So we said like, okay, I mean, we have nothing to lose.
Yep.
Like we are all in corporate world, so we feel like probably something new, like we can take up this challenge. So we quit our job, and yeah, that's how we started. And I wasn't from a marketing background, but I was being assigned, and I find marketing quite interesting, and I like it.
Yeah.
So that's where I was being assigned to marketing role.
Maybe the big question is also, how do you actually know, right, at the time that that this is going to run, right? Because I've been to the Breakout room, I've been to Hontu, the interior design and all the stuff. It's definitely a lot of money, right? So as a business owner or someone who wants to start a business, how do you know if this is a worthwhile investment and if this is something that you should pursue or not? How do you guys figure that out?
To be honest, we don't know.
Oh,
we don't know. We just
so for Breakout, you don't know.
For Breakout, we don't know. We just thought there's not much competitor in KL by that time, so we just feel like we just like for fun. We do it for fun.
Okay.
We do it for fun, and we thought we should just step out of our comfort zone and just do something else.
Okay. How about? So I guess that is kind of like for Breakout, it's kind of like, let's just give it a try and see if we get somewhere or not.
Yeah, but after a year of running, foreigners start to ask us for franchise. That's where we realize, hey, we should get serious about this. Let's open a second outlet. Let's try and let's expand to overseas locally.
Yeah.
And I think after 8 months of running, we start to think that things get serious and we have to really expand our business.
So for Breakout, how many? You have been expanding. So where are you right now for Breakout?
We have 2 outlets in the United States.
2 outlets in United States.
2 in Canada. 2 in South Korea, and 1 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's a interesting journey. Like a lot of lesson learned and challenging time.
So maybe you could share with us, like for Hontu, right? So with Breakout, it's really just let's just give it a try, lah, right? With Hontu, how do you actually get into Hontu? How do you guys decide that Hontu is something worthwhile?
Because we have been running Breakout for like 4 years. After that, we feel like, hey, should we do something else? And if we want to do something else, what should we do? So some of us get to travel to overseas to visit some of the amusement parks, some of the performing art, theater shows, and whatnot. Then we realized that perhaps we can bring this concept called immersive experience back to Malaysia. But at the same time, we worry immersive experience is too artsy.
Too artsy
for Malaysians.
Okay.
Maybe Malaysians are just not ready for it yet. Then we could perhaps put in other elements. And if we do some research, and we found that Malaysians love horror stuff, haunted house, haunted movie, horror genre movie like Pontianak, like Hantu Kak Lima, all those stuff. So I think that time we realized that perhaps it's a good idea to put these two things together. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's how we came about.
I think what I really like the fact is that you guys actually did your market research and actually figure out that Malaysia does love horror stuff lah. I do know that in especially in the film industry in Malaysia, one thing that will never go wrong, one theme that will never go wrong, if you ever make a horror movie, there is a big chance for you to actually make a profit out of it.
Even though the movies
it's not the best, but compared to every other movie, if it's horror, got chance.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we actually have a first question coming in by Harun Pasi. So Harun Pasi is asking this from Facebook. So Harun asks, what is most important marketing material on social media? Is it video? For you guys, what do you think? Is it video for you?
I think it's I think something visual. Okay, depends on what product you are selling. If you are selling product services like us, definitely video is one of the very important things, because we want to deliver how surreal is our service is. So we have to, I think video is the best material to showcase our product. But again, video is not cheap. Probably you have to hire agency to do it and whatnot. So our alternative, normally we use images. Images is one of the best way to portray and showcase our product. But like I said, it's actually down back to what are we selling, and we have to solve the customer problems first. We need to think about what are the best form of medium for social media marketing in terms of come to material.
Harun, I think for me, as mentioned by Kawai, it really depends on what you're selling. But for example, for Kawai, it's a very immersive experience. You go there, you have fun, you run around. So for things like this, right, you actually, if you ever create videos, you want to be able to create videos that make people imagine that they are in the same place. So the keyword is this: help the person imagine that they are doing it, right? And if they can imagine that they are doing it, they would want to experience it themselves. So which is why you can get professional videos, or sometimes you can actually just take your camera and run around, because with that it's less structured. People know that it's not a fake video, so people will go like, oh, this is not like fake one, right? And people will start watching.
It's just like we're taking some of the CCTV footage to actually showcase how scary of our experience. So it actually works well.
Even for products, I think you can use video to educate people on how to use a product as well. So which is why videos actually is one, like images tells 1,000 words. I think videos tell 1,000,000 words. But video, obviously, the first 15 seconds is the attention.
How to capture the attention by not scrolling your feet away. That's very important.
So the first 1-2 seconds is actually very important. Then the 15-second mark, then if people can go beyond 15 seconds, you actually really did a good job there. Okay, so Harun, I do hope that you have answered the question. So the next question I would love to The next question here is, okay, so by Tay Pei Xuan, how can I spread more awareness about my product via social media? Awareness.
How could I spread more awareness about? Okay, I think first thing is, so if this is a new product, like what I've done before, this is actually related to video. We do think using a video is a very easiest way to spread awareness. Of course, on the Facebook ad side, you have to use the awareness ads. I believe that is really helpful because Facebook able to allow you to target as many people as possible. And one thing I want to talk about the awareness is that always target your existing customers. Like the first thing I would like to spread awareness about Hontu that time, right? I actually target breakout customer first, and to tell them that, hey, we have this product, because it will be much more easier to engage with them. Their response are more encouraging compared to you educate a whole new customers.
So I think guys, like what Kawa is trying to say is also that if you already have an existing customer base, right, and since they have already purchased with you once and they know about you once, it's easier for you to actually reach out to them. And from them, it's also easier for them to do a word of mouth with their friends and family. Aside from that, but what happens if this is your first product and you start off without anything at all, right? I think personally, the first thing first, you can always start out with your friends and family. That's obviously the one of the key things. Try to get your friends and family to also spread out the message. But the next thing is sometimes you actually, sadly, you kind of need to put some money in, right, to reach out to people.
But, so on social media, there's one thing is I try to avoid overly hard sell.
Yeah.
Especially on because on Facebook, right, the feed is mostly about families, friends and family sharings about content, about our emotions, and whatnot. So if you want to sell a new product, probably you don't sell the product in the very hard sell method. Probably you can do something like, say for instance, you want to sell like let's say properties. Instead of telling me how cheap is this property is, how good it is, I would rather you tell me 10 things to take note before you purchase your first properties. So in a very passive way, it might actually get people attention. Oh, actually, I might want to purchase a property, but okay, here this brand is sharing 10 tips. So that actually maybe will caught my attention more. And using infographic or whatever, actually something that people can easily consume. Then I think it will easily get the attention, especially on the awareness part of the product.
I love that idea. So basically, we want to make sure that our posts look as native as possible to what people usually do on Facebook, so that people won't exactly know that it's an ad and they'll skip it straight away. I think that's a very, very good point. Definitely make it the term is make it as native as possible. So patient, I hope that answered your question. I do have the next question that App Easy asked. App Easy asks, how do you use social media for property market? So you kind of say that this now, right?
Yeah, because to be honest, I'm a person who don't have any property knowledge when it comes to purchasing a property. But at the same time, I a bit hesitate seeing ads that overly hard sell, telling me that how much is this property, how cheap is it? So I would rather tell me that 5 things to take note before you purchase your first property. 10 hidden costs you might not aware when buying your first property. So if you give me those tips or those ads, right, I will definitely click in and read about it. And once I go into the website and read about it, and the plan or the property owner can actually do a retargeting to me. But in the first place, they already create a trust between their brand and me. So I think Facebook usually does well in when it's come to creating trust signals with the target audience.
I love that. I think think this is a very good advice for a lot of people who are property agents, because property agents, a lot of them are actually doing this, and they are always doing that. I'm 300K, very cheap, high-rise building. For me, in a day, I get to see so many different people, doing the same kind of ads. So the one that you just said, 5 things to think about when you want to buy a house, 5 things to look out for. I think those are very different from the usual. And like what you say, it really built that trust.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even like those renovations company, where they can do 3 tips before you're taking handover from the properties or something. So you provide a lot of tips. I think the key thing is you have to give values to your audience. If they feel like you are solving their problems, I mean, definitely they will come back again and again to your brand and engage you to your post and to your Facebook page.
So we have Harun here. Harun, as well as I think Harun and Wing Hong, they are both asking a very similar question. So let me just phrase it really nicely. So first thing first is that a lot of businesses have their own Facebook page account, right? And the biggest problem is that everything they post onto their Facebook page, the reach is very low. So the question is there any advice around it?
Use ads.
Well, guys, you need to know something, right? Every day there are new businesses opening up, and I think one of the key things is why, one of the reasons why the reach is becoming lower and lower. Imagine all of us, right? We definitely like a lot of business pages, right? And I think for me, I easily have 50, 60 over business pages. And imagine if 50, 60 business pages every day also post one thing. I don't need to see my friends and family post already.
I think Facebook this also adjust their algorithms.
That's why they adjust it to reduce it, because businesses are there to hard sell, but Facebook is there to create that sense of community. So that's a big difference there. But is there any advice for you on how people can go around it?
Okay, first thing, I usually, for me, I will use ads. But using ads doesn't mean that you just pay money, put in locations where your targeted audience are, and that's it. Because there are a lot of people that have the wrong perspective, where they thought that to have high reach, they just need to throw money in, and that's about it. But yes, you might reach a lot of audience. Your reach might go up to 50,000, 100,000, but it could be shitty traffics. I mean, the audience that you get is not a quality audience. So when it comes to buy ads, you also need to really understand who are your customers. You need to know whether the demographic, what language they speak, what is the interest, where are they from, and things like that. So maybe their interest, like for us, for me, I always target people who like haunted experience, horror films, and things like that. I cannot just simply target everyone. I can target millions of people to see my ads, but at the end of the day, if they are not my product is not what they interest with, then there's no point. No point. Even I reach them.
So targeting matters a lot. And another tip is that when people actually comment or something, it's best you reply, right? Tag their names, reply, because the moment you tag them and then you reply to them, it will appear on their newsfeed, and then their friends and family will see it as well.
I think talking about reply, I think we can be, because it's on social media, we can be more casual. If you're speaking from a owner, from a human, not a robot. I mean, people will tend to engage you more. They will tend to reply, because for Honji, we really speak, we like to reply comments to our people who comment on Facebook. So we reply them in a very funny way. We use a lot of emojis to make them feel engaged. We really want to build the relationship with our customers. I think building relationships is very important.
Very important. And it's also a social signal. Facebook take those replies. If let's say you write something on my post, and then I reply you, and then you reply me, Facebook actually take those social signals and say that, hey, this post actually is a good post, and then they will bump it up and spread it out.
And more people was able to see it.
Yeah, and more people will see it. I think that is a definitely good advice. So for Wing Hong asks, how do you maximize the effectiveness of social media marketing? How do you maximize the effectiveness of social media marketing?
How do you?
I think we kind of answered that a little bit. I think we kind of answered that. So for social media marketing, I think just now we said, running ads, you can't really run away from that anymore these days. That's one. Number two, is definitely, I think to increase the effectiveness is to increase the engagement rate.
And I think monitoring.
Yeah.
If you have a post which is performing well, we should always be more adventurous, trying other methods, using different copies, different copywriting, different images, different video, different creative, to see whether it will perform much better, or if it perform worse, then we try to avoid it in the future. But I like to do a lot of testing. Like maybe in a similar post, I will use carousel ads, I will use images, I will use different way of structure my ads to reach out to my audience to see which one that really perform well. Because in Facebook Insight, you can actually see which post actually perform good.
So test, guys.
Yeah, test
non-stop.
Test non-stop.
I can imagine all the testings that you do for Hondu, all that horror stuff.
Yeah, some of it performing quite well, some of it not really doing well. Yeah.
I think that's very normal, right? If you don't test, you don't even know which one will perform.
And Facebook these days on ads, they're quite convenient. They have this A/B testing that allow you to structure your ads in a different way.
Yeah. So Wing Hong, thanks so much for asking us this question on Facebook. Hope that you receive a very good reply for that. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So this is a really interesting thing that I've seen, right? So Joy asks, in your opinion, what's the role of influencer in social media marketing? So influencer in social media marketing.
Influencer. I believe influencer stands for KOL.
Yeah.
I think KOL can act as a trust signals. So imagine when I have these products, besides trust, and also create awareness. So depending on the customer journey, if our customer journey is to create awareness, to introduce new product, I think influencer can be a good approach because of their followers and whatnot. They can really increase the brand presence. But again, we cannot simply take any influencers.
Yeah.
We have to really pick the quality influencer. Quality means that their audience is
the right audience.
Yeah, it's the right audience. Say there are some influencers are popular in doing comedies and fun video. You can ask them to promote a health product.
Yeah.
So that is really out of topic. We really have to study. Even influencer, I have to do a lot of research to make sure they are the right influencer for my products.
Yeah.
Or else, even though I reach I can reach their audience, but it might be, not a quality kind of audience that I want to.
I agree. So, guys, I think there is a few very key points I want to also share here, is that you need to actually, if possible, go and check out the engagement rates of, let's just say, influencer. If an influencer have an Instagram post, and let's just say the influencer has maybe 100,000 people who are 100,000 followers, right? What you want to do is to look at the total amount of engagement that is happening on their, let's just say, comments and the likes. Like maybe if they have 100,000 followers and only have 100 likes, I think the signal here is like maybe that's not the best influencer for you to target, right? So really need to, that is one way to actually gauge influencers. And what I really like about what you say also, that you actually need to do a lot of research on KOLs. So this is a very interesting case study that when we were doing the digital marketing product launch bootcamp, and we shared this case study with everyone. So there was 2 influencers in the market. Both of them have about let's just say 100,000. Both of them have around like 100,000 followers. And then influencer A, right? She tried to launch clothing, and she could barely even break even. She couldn't even sell 10. In fact, she only sold 5. I can't remember. She couldn't even sell 10 when she had more than 100,000 people. And the other girl, influencer B, I can't remember what's her name, she sold her bath water and it sold out. Bath water, okay. And we were discussing about, why this worked and why the other one didn't work. And one key thing is this, right? Influencer A had that, she's just an influencer. She had never, if you read the caption, she read the post, she had never actually engaged her audiences before. She just go like, today's a sunny day, today's, OOTD, that's what she do. She never really engaged. When she starts selling clothing, people never really expect her to actually,
people just
sell.
appreciate her beauty.
Yeah, people just appreciate her beauty. But for the influencer B, her target market is very, very specific. Her target market was gamer boys, right? That's one. And number two, when you look at all her posts, she actually engaged them, asked them questions, talked to them, and people actually reply. When it's time for her to sell those things to them, and you know what's the best part? It was a customer who asked for it, and she responded to it, and she actually sold it, and it sold off. In fact, she had I think a few waves of sale, and I think one bottle of bath water she sold for what, $90 or something like that.
That's
and
crazy.
People buy them,
So I remember I have these friends actually asked me about. So this friend he worked in a very famous retail branded bags. They sell branded bags. I cannot mention the name. So he tell me like what kind of influencers she can pick to sponsor. So whether she need to sponsor those with high followers like 1 million or 500,000. So I asked her questions like, can you maybe check the comments on this influencer? Like, who are the people who commented?
Yeah, exactly.
Is the followers really follow what they're doing? Like buying what they're posting, or they're just merely appreciate the beauty?
Yeah.
So because the followers might not able to even afford to purchase the product they are posting, the branded bags. I say, why don't you just sponsor someone who has less followers, but she could be a daughter of millionaires? So because again that this lady, maybe she is a daughter of some millionaires in Malaysia, her friends, her followers around her is mostly rich people.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you might able to get attention of these people, which is the right audience who afford to buy the bags.
Yeah.
So we really need to study like what kind of influencer that we really want to to give away our things, or even engage them to sell our products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. If you guys, it's not a cheap investment. Influencer marketing is expensive, right? It can be very expensive. And if you don't get the right one, your money is just going to go down the drain.
Yeah.
So research is definitely needed, guys. If you want to do KOL, research is
a lot
needed.
of research.
A lot of
It takes
research.
a long time to do it.
Okay, so the next question is by Laura Wong. She asked, how to get foot traffic for an event through social media? How to get foot traffic for an event through social media?
Okay, using social media to get foot traffic, right? I assume because Facebook had this very interesting function called events.
Yeah.
So I think you should utilize these functions called events that let's say you are selling medical consultation. You can do like an open house and say like, hey, free 15 minutes consultations, open day on Saturday, and get all these people to attend to get a 15 minutes free consultation. And I believe people will actually go for it.
Yeah.
Or if you are doing F&B, you can give out free tasting or whatnot for that one day and get people to come to your shops, or get people to engage to your event posts. And when people engage to your page or post, right, then we can retarget them in a later dates with some good deals and whatnot. Yeah, I really think social media is a very effective way to get foot traffic, and it really works.
And not just that, right, guys? The next thing is to see where the event is situated, and then target the area around the event.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, let's just say if I know that the event is happening in in TDDI. If I am at Damansara Kim, I don't mind to just drop by TDDI. So those are opportunities for you to actually target people who are immediately in close vicinity of your event. So that is another trick that you could actually check out.
And always give something free.
Oh yeah, people love free stuff. Right?
Yeah, people love free stuff. I think Malaysians love free stuff.
Yeah.
You give them something valuable to them, they will definitely come for it.
Yep. Okay. So we have another question here from Francisca Florencia Ong. She asks, what is the benefit of using social media for an insurance agent? Have you actually experienced that before? Insurance agent for insurance?
Yeah, I think insurance agents, right, it's quite similar to property.
The property market, right?
Yeah, you should create trust between yourself and your potential customers. Post more. I think you can create contents more to tips what they should be aware of when buying an insurance. Maybe we can target different audiences because insurance can range from kids, disabled people up to elderly people. You can create different contents targeting different group of customers, like at what kind of age, like what should they do to prepare their kids upbringing and whatnot. I think there are a lot of, I actually have a friend running a Facebook page where he also my insurance agents. He actually posts a lot of contents about the latest update of the industry news, like Bank Negara, what are the new rules and regulations. I actually find it very useful. They didn't overly hard sell, but I find the content they post that give me value. So whenever I have questions, I will actually talk to them and ask them whether should I take up this insurance plan or not.
Yeah.
Because probably Bank Negara are going to raise the interest next year or something. So when you're providing some very indirect infos that is benefits to me, give me values, I will actually feel like, oh, okay, I'm in a win-win situation because I actually got a lot of valuable information to myself.
Yeah. Like basically, I know that you're not just hard selling me. I know that you actually know your stuff, you know your shit, right?
Yeah, you know your shit. So
yeah, because I mean, in the insurance industry, there are quite a number of people who sometimes, like, have you ever had this case where a friend said, who have not met you for 3 years and go like, hey, Kawai, come on, let's go out for coffee. And then the moment you went out for coffee, the whole entire day is all about insurance.
Yeah.
And we all hate that. I dislike that. Okay. I think some of you guys actually experienced that before. So yeah, like instead when someone is giving me value and sharing this information, suddenly I realized that, hey, this person actually knows the stuff that he's saying. And then I start asking.
Yeah, I actually see a post about insurance. They say like, do you know what can your EPF do with insurance? It's just a simple title on the Facebook. Then I actually clicks in. Oh, I say like, oh, okay, actually EPF can do something with my insurance. Like they're like the EPF reinvestment plan or something. I saw that some time ago and really sparked my interest. Yeah. So I actually go and talk to the agent and ask him, hey, what can we do with my EPF? Yeah. So that actually works for me. I mean, as a customer.
I'll tell you one very interesting story. So I know of this influencer who also became an insurance agent. So it's insane because, I think for her, she became one of the top sales within just less than a year, right? And one thing I think is very interesting, she does because she is already actively engaging her followers already. And then suddenly in her story, she start talking about educating the way you say, educating people about insurance as opposed to hard selling. Right, and then a lot of people actually reach out to her, ask her questions about insurance, and buy from her. And it's insane. Can you imagine? Easily she had I can't remember 100,000, 200,000 people, and then imagine, people actually. I actually do a period of time just go and check out, her posts and stuff like this. A lot of people actively engage her and ask her about insurance related stuff, and she's like, "Oh, come, let me walk you through. Let's meet up and stuff like that."
I think that's very good because she already creates trust between herself and her followers.
Yeah. And then it's like a win-win situation. That's like, wow, it's like money falling down during winter.
Yeah, I think social media is a very great tool to create trust between the brands and the customers. Yeah. It's always the best tool.
People use the opportunity to talk to you also.
Yes, that's why as the page owner, we have to really be very responsive to all the DMs, all the comments that we have to respond to it. That's very important.
Okay, Angeline here asks, our products is targeting Chinese audience, but how to target them since Facebook don't have Facebook cannot target like Orang Cina or Orang Melayu or what or the 9 lines, right? So so Angeline is asking, should we be using language or what are the ways to go about it? So Chinese audience. Yes, Chinese audience means Chinese speaking audience.
Then we really need to drill down to the interest. Like we have discussed.
I think
before this.
Yeah, I think really research is very important, right? Chinese, like regardless what is very important. Number one is know your audience really well, right? If Chinese audience, what media do they read? They probably read. Obviously, I don't really go and listen to Chinese related stuff lah. But for example, not the Xinqiu. What are the very Chinese? What are the Chinese radio stations? My FM. Yeah. Okay. Targeting My FM is one thing, right?
Yeah, targeting the Chinese radio. I think newspaper can target as well.
Yeah, Chinese radio, newspaper. In fact, okay, one key thing I would always suggest is this, right? You guys would actually need to go into Facebook Insights. There is a Facebook Insights tool for you to actually check out and play around with it and look for insights over there. Because, like for example, one of the key things I actually did do certain level of targeting is celebrities, right? Some celebrities, when they hit 1 million or 2 million people, and I know that they are very let's just say this is a Malay celebrity, then I will actually target the Malay celebrity inside my targeting. But of course you need to have a good gauge lah. If this celebrity is everyone also know, like let's just say Brad Pitt, everyone knows Brad Pitt, so what's the point? No point, right? But there are certain celebrities that are very, very market specific. Target those celebrities. Those are another way for you to be able to target the specific races.
I did one thing during last year Chinese New Year to target Chinese market. It's like, because it's Chinese New Year, I want to do a campaign to target Chinese customers who are in KL.
Yeah.
I actually target dry meat. Because definitely Malay audiences or
Indian also.
Or Indian.
Yeah.
I'm able to target Indian and Chinese, but not the
Malay market.
Malay market. But because primarily I want to use that promotions on the Chinese market.
Dry meat. Bak kut teh, you mean?
No, the bakwa.
Oh, bakwa.
Yeah. So is it called dry meat?
Actually, I don't know the English name, but bakwa, yes.
Yeah, so I actually target bakwa. To actually specifically target to that audiences. So I think really you need to drive down what are the major interests. If you really want to target, let's say only Malay, probably you put, I don't know, satay. I don't know.
No, satay is too
broad, right?
Too broad.
Yeah,
which is why for Malays, I actually do look into key opinion leaders as well as celebrities, because Malay celebrity really how many Chinese or Indian, Indians actually follow a Malay celebrity? Not really. And then how many Malays or Indians follow a very Chinese celebrity? Not really as well, right? That's to say, I don't know a lot of celebrities lah. But English celebrities, for example, everyone would actually follow them. Korean celebrities, all races will follow them. So it's a little bit hard for you to go about with the more prominent celebrities. But localized celebrities, and then very specific to let's just say the Malay celebrity, you just go to all the Malay, I guess, tabloids, Cosmos and everything, and see who are the up and coming celebrities. I think you can immediately target Malays.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think for that questions, very much we really need to understand the interest of the demographics. Yes, we cannot really target Chinese people, but besides target what language they speak, you also need to really understand where they really hang out, what they like. Depends on your product, and we have to assume their interest.
Yeah.
A lot of assumption needed. That's why you need to do a lot of testing when it comes to ads. And then when you see which one performing well, then you lock down that interest. Then that is the one that you should continue doing.
I think this really spells the most important to customer avatars, right? Like during the course, during the digital marketing course at Next Academy, what we do is the first thing you need to do is come up with customer avatar. And customer avatar is not like 18 to 25, uni student. No, we don't do that. Like you literally need to write down Audrey, she is, I don't want to say my age. Okay, she is forever 17. And what does she like, right? You actually need to write down one by one because that is the time where you get insights, right? Yeah. So I really love the idea you have, Pakwa, right? That is something that definitely only Chinese will eat Pakwa at Bak Kut Teh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it works well.
Yeah.
It works well. So I have some first 2 days of Chinese New Year, I get a lot of people actually visiting.
That is very smart. Okay, Harun actually asked, Pinterest ads, is it suitable for Malaysia market? Pinterest ads, is it suitable for Malaysia market?
I think we have to see whether that topics that products, Pinterest. I usually use these things called BuzzSumo.
BuzzSumo. Yeah, BuzzSumo.
To see whether, that particular topics, whether which social media platform has discussed most on this particular topic. If I have seen Pinterest have very high numbers of people talking about it, but because it doesn't apply to my business, so I'm sorry, I really use Pinterest.
Fair enough lah.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly speaking, Harun, like the key thing here is really just testing things out, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's not going to take a lot of time. So the assets that you have prepared in Facebook or Instagram or whatnot, just put it on Pinterest as well, and then from there you can see if it works or not. That is the best way to actually know if your market is responding to it or not, right? Because when it comes to, I think, beauty-related products or decoration or anything that is beautiful related, then Pinterest is one of the key things to definitely take a look at. But for us, like let's just say for education, for something very serious, then Pinterest is not the place to be at. Then like for us, LinkedIn would be a place to be at, right? And then for experiences, for example, because Pinterest is more visual, but for experiences, for example, then for Kawai, he will need to look for platforms that that provides a more experiential sort of a platform, maybe video. Instagram, that's why Instagram plays a very big role for you guys, right?
Yeah, Instagram, Insta Stories. Yeah, Insta Story really play a big role.
Yeah, when it comes to horror, the best way to show how scared someone is not a picture, right? It's really literally the person screaming in a video.
But whenever I think about what content to post or what content to post on social media, I always imagine one thing. I imagine myself scrolling the feed. Will I actually pause and look at that content, or will I just scroll away? So if even myself will not stay at the content, so might as well don't do it.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's a very good point. Yourself is sometimes your biggest critics lah. Okay, so we have another question by Amiro. Amiro Han asks, I'm planning to do a Facebook Live. Any effective way to create more traffic to join the upcoming events? Have you actually tried Facebook Live? We are kind of doing Facebook Live here, but...
Yeah, for me personally, Facebook Live normally works on KOLs. Because people really like to see human faces.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Sounds a bit shallow, but with human faces, people normally will be more engaging, especially when it comes to celebrities and whatnot.
Yeah.
It will be more effective. It also very much depends on the product that you're selling. If you're doing a Facebook Live with a celebrity, it might work. So you can do a teaser like Facebook Live with Siti Nurhaliza. Yeah. Maybe it could work.
Yeah.
And yeah.
One of the most interesting Facebook Live is this one that sells fish online.
Oh yeah.
Guys, go and check it out. They sell fish online.
The Facebook Live, they sell a lot of besides fish, they also sell bags and whatnot.
Yeah. So I remember, there's this how I know about it is very interesting. So I went to my brother's friend's shop, right, glasses shop, and the dad was there, and the dad was so happy, bringing this big bag of like something like. And I was looking at it. What is it? He said, "Oh, I went online and bought fish from Sekinjang." I said, "You went online and bought fish from Sekinjang?" I said, "Yeah, I bought it from Facebook Live. I auctioned one, I was like, "How do you do that?" So I decided to go and check it out. And I think there are a few things that are very interesting that I really like. Obviously, is number one is that when they're doing their Facebook Live, they make sure that they're in the right groups. So in this certain on Facebook, there are certain groups that are known for doing all the live events. Like I can't remember what it in translated from Mandarin to English would be a buy sell group. The Facebook buy sell group or things like this, and the first key thing they do is that they share their video across as many of all these buy sell groups, as many as possible.
Yeah, they have a group of people to share the videos, right?
Yeah, share.
Many times.
And then they share, and then every time when you come in, they will really just go and say, "Hey guys, if you all share, if you hit this share, I'm going to give out this amazing, fish. This fish is 5 kg. Whoever will share, and then we will auction it out, and then on the spot they really do auction." So I think it's a very interesting dynamic.
But I think one have to be very careful whether it's legal or not, because sometimes Facebook has a lot of restrictions.
I think for live events, I think for that is definitely fine, because it's happening on the spot, so people cannot, you don't type or anything, so people cannot do much about it, right? So I think one of those key things so for Amirul, thanks so much for your question on Facebook. So one key thing to think about is really engaging your audience and getting your audience to actually, bring friends in and to share them out, right? I think those are very key things. And look out for Facebook groups. They are very specific Facebook groups where people will just go in there.
Yeah. If the live event is just basically showing like opening events of a place, to be honest, I really doubt there will be a lot of traffic. But unless, like what you say, it's really engaging content, or there's key opinion leaders are promoting about product, then it could actually works well. For that.
Okay, so let's go on to the next question.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, his name is Wei Guang from Facebook. Thanks so much for your question. He asked how to do Facebook marketing with zero cost. How to do Facebook marketing with zero cost? I think it's impossible these days.
It's impossible, but there are times where I really out budget to buy ads. But so the content I created, so what I do is I ask friends and family to share it.
Yeah.
So I think the more shares you get, actually it create a somewhat signal that Facebook will know that maybe this post could be is an engaging content, is something valuable content for the audiences. So I think it get more people to see it. I've tried before that I asked a lot of people to share it. It actually go up to 4,000 over reach, organic reach.
Nice.
So this could be one way if you're talking about zero cost. But again, if you really want to reach more audience, Facebook ads is not expensive, to be honest. $100, $200 you can, if you really target it correctly, you can get good quality of engagement or reach.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think if you really don't have money to actually run any Facebook ads or anything, then really getting people to share, friends and family to help you do your initial sharing would help. But one key thing is that back in those days, it was so much easier for us to grow a Facebook page organically. But today, growing a Facebook page, if you want to grow a Facebook page with zero cost, you can do that, but it's going to take a long time. It's quite tough these days. I mean, to Facebook, what's most important is to get money lah. Okay.
Another way that I do for my shop is for all my walk-in customers. Normally, we give them some discount, a form of discount or promotions when we ask them to like our page or share a post. I mean, when they walk into our shop. So I always have this mentality, is like whenever I give something to my customer, I give values to them. I hope they can give me back some values.
Yeah.
So the values here, I'm talking about likes or follows or shares. But what I give them is probably a discount.
Yeah.
So I think this is a win-win for both business owner and also the customer. So I believe this is zero cost.
Yeah, that's definitely zero cost.
That's definitely zero cost, and it works very well for our breakout brand. You know, most of our customers actually come from these offers. Like we call it social media discount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Actually, Kai also asked this question: how do you increase likes and followers organically? So I guess you have just answered that, right? Just very simple. You know, reach out to them and ask them to love, like, share, follow everything, and then they can get a discount at your store.
Yeah, you don't need to be hard sell. You can politely ask. Like I always encourage my operations staff to employees to ask them like, hey, do you mind to follow us? You know, to get a form of discount.
Yeah.
Can you post a picture with a hashtag and we give you more promotions on second game? I mean,
yes,
some people will do it. Like maybe if you talk to 20 people, right? If half of them do it, I think it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, there's one very interesting question over here. Okay, I think Mohammed Adib asked, what is a good ratio of how much your budget between Facebook, Instagram, and influencer?
Oh, budget ratio.
Hmm.
I don't have an exact ratio, but influencer, right, it's not necessarily always the case that you have to spend money.
Yeah.
So whenever I engage to influencers, right, I always try to explain about them, like why are we doing this, like why are we doing Honcho, like what is our product, what is the value we try to bring to our customers. Some influencers, they take it very positive. They feel like, oh, you know, you are doing something that really new, really exciting, and they need content for their Instagram or Facebook. So sometimes it can be in a barter basis. It's not necessarily always involve cash. I think most importantly, you have to explain to them that what kind of values you can bring to your target audience, and what kind of value you can bring to this influencer. Like I say, they all need content as well.
Yeah.
But of course, if they're willing to do it for free, that would be good. But if it's not, then we don't take it for granted. We can always pay some small money for that.
Small money lah.
Yeah. So I don't have an exact ratio of the.
Yeah.
But it's very down to your company budget.
Yeah, fair enough. I think there is a few more questions. I think because it's reaching 8, so I'm just going to take 2 more questions here, right? Let's see. One of the questions here is, which one do you think you want to pick? Why not we do this? How did you find? So I didn't ask you, right, for Hontu as well as Breakout. How did you find your initial 500 customers?
Hontu.
For Hontu or for Breakout?
I think because we are a physical store, so for Hontu definitely I just retarget to my existing customers.
Yeah.
And offer a form of discounts or free trials to them.
Yeah.
And in order for them to enjoy the free sessions, definitely they have to shares and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
but maybe the question is this: do you remember how you actually got your first 100 customers for Breakout when you first opened up? Because after all, when you guys open up Breakout, you're like, let's just give it a try. So how do you first get your first 100? Was it tough?
It's tough, but to be honest, it's not through social media. It's through pass-by.
Oh, okay.
Customers, because we locate in a shopping mall, so we need to do a lot of like opening discounts and whatnot to attract the pass-buyer to actually come into play. And to get them to write reviews, get them to share a post for us on social media. So we need to start step by step, really get the ball rolling and getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, I can't just use social media because social media cannot be, because I need to create awareness. That's the first thing.
Yes.
Because social media definitely is only can bring me awareness, but it doesn't convert. Don't really convert in the beginning. Yeah. When the brand is so new and people don't know much about your products and whatnot. Yeah. So definitely social media can be a trust signal. So when a lot of people actually play it, they share it on social media. So that's where we gain more trust. Yeah. People actually trust my brand and whatnot.
Yeah. I think guys, like one key thing I noticed when we are having our, I guess when students come to us, right, and we do ask them about some of the hiccups that they have, with social media or with digital marketing in their businesses. And a lot of our students actually do share their business, their business model with us, and we brainstorm on digital marketing directions and so on. And one thing I always need to remind them and say that, you know what, digital marketing doesn't just solve all your problems.
It doesn't create magics, to be honest.
It doesn't create magic. I always say this, right? Like digital marketing, it's like oil, right? If you have some fire, you have already a ready fire, you start sprinkling oil in, then the fire grow bigger. But if there is no fire in the first place and you pour all the oil onto the ground and hope that the fire will ignite out of nowhere, it won't really happen as well. So that's why it is not a magic bullet, right? And just because you do digital marketing doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything else. No, the whole key thing about being a marketer or having a marketer mindset is to experiment things out.
Keep testing. Keep testing. Using different approach, method, different way.
Yeah. It's a combination one. Sometimes, yes, digital marketing can solve some problems, but sometimes you need online, offline, word of mouth, all sorts of stuff working together to make this big, right?
Yeah, you also need to, social media marketing is just one part of the marketing funnel. Like you still need involvement like in using emails, SEO, Google Ads, and whichever platform that works to work together.
Yeah, social media is just one thing. Just one thing. In the whole digital marketing process, people always have this assumption that digital marketing means Facebook ads. And I think one of the key things I need to always tell the students, like, guys, Facebook ads is only one thing. There are so many other components that you can put together and make them work together.
And WhatsApp is also...
Yeah, WhatsApp is like definitely WhatsApp is up and coming. And you know what's the best thing? Like they are going to be opening up their API soon. You can even do chatbot on WhatsApp. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah, like Honshu, we're actually using WhatsApp. So now I'm collecting all the numbers and I import to my Facebook and create the custom audience.
Yeah.
And also create lookalike audience from these numbers. So actually WhatsApp, it does very direct and very easy for me to collect database instead of email, because emails, some people like a bit hesitate, but when people these days, when they want to contact you, besides emails, they will also use WhatsApp. So instead of calling, I actually use WhatsApp numbers. So I actually take their numbers down and mirror it to
Facebook, right? To Facebook and IG. So Facebook and IG are actually like the same company today. So when we say Facebook, it means Facebook plus IG. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we all take. Okay. Why not? Let's just go to the one last thing, right? No more questions. Maybe for you, is there any advice for you for a lot of people out there who wants to do their business, who wants to leverage on social media to actually reach out to wider audience? What is your one word of advice?
I think this has been, it's not only social media, it include Google and whatnot. I think most important is give values to your potential or your target customer.
Give value.
Give value and solve their problems. You have to think out of the box, like what they really want to get from your brands. Like properties, you have to solve their problems. What are the common questions? So we really need to brainstorm. I always put myself in the pictures, like what I really want. If I want people to visit Honshu, what I really care about. Maybe people want to know how exciting, how scary it is. So I create contents that using CCTV footage. I create contents that look scary and immersive. Like for properties or insurance, we really need to give tips to new buyer, how when they have no knowledge about insurance, how they're going to make the first step in understanding insurance. So solving problems and giving values to the customer is the first thing, I think, for social media marketing.
Love it. Okay, guys. I think we're going to end this soon. One key thing is this, right? I think the next time around, the next digital marketing webinar is happening next week, and on the 22nd of October. In fact, we will be having a Q&A session, live Q&A session over here as well in Next Academy. So if you're interested, do come by. And I think one more key thing I need to definitely sell myself is this, right? The digital marketing product launch bootcamp will be happening end of this month. So do come and check us out. And one key thing is if you're a business owner or if you are wanting to get into the digital marketing space and you want to be able to be guided by mentors, brainstorm with mentors about your business, these are some of the key things that you can do with us. So I do hope to see you guys soon and, join us for our event next week, as well as join us for our digital marketing product launch bootcamp that is happening soon. In the meantime, I think, definitely go check out Hontu. I love the experience that you guys have there, and really thank you so much for all the insights that you have provided us.
I'm still learning anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for us, for me, for you, we are always learning. I'm also learning from you. You're also learning from everyone else as well. It's a never-ending journey, right?
Yeah.
There's always new insights coming out, and there's always new opportunities everywhere. So, but the key thing is this, when we know, I think one of the best things is that because you yourself are also a practitioner, and the best part is, we have the opportunity to brainstorm and talk about all these ideas together. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. And I hope to see you next week. Do come by, check out Next Academy, check out Hontu, and yeah, see you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.